Hello crafty friends, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda, and today is March 28th, but this is the sketch from day 15th of Christy's Beautiful Life of Sketches, and this is by She's Crafty, and she does a lot of great things with layouts, so be sure to give her some love, go over and check out her channel, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and like her videos. So I have this one photo from my mom's many boxes of photos. I have hundreds of photos, so I'm doing a heritage album, and this is one of them, my grandma and grandpa in front of a Christmas tree, and my mom's kind of down in the left hand side. So I went through my stash to look for some wood grain paper, and there's nothing that I found that truly spoke to me that really looked like the slats that are on She's Crafty's sketch. But I went ahead and did the back side, and it kind of looks like birch bark. So here I'm using the film strips. These film strips come from the In Full Bloom card making kit that's available from Close to My Heart until the end of April. And things have been selling out over there. So if you want this great thin cut film strip, be sure to head over to your maker site. And if you don't have a maker, you might want to think about supporting me. So I took some of the papers that were left over from other projects that I had done in this heritage album, and that's where these green stripes with a little bit of blue on them came from. And then I dug out my shimmer trim, and it's funny, I haven't used any other than the little piece Jessica sent us for the mystery envelope challenge from last Sunday, but I don't know, Christmas and glitter just seem to go together. So I went out to the garage. Yes, my stuff is in the garage because we're in the process of preparing to show our house so we can sell it to move across the country. But I have one rack of stuff that's on wheels that I told my husband, I'm like, I need access to this until we move. So I went out to the rack in the garage and I pulled out my Christmas stamps. So then I went through to try to find some that were the right size image to work in these film strips. And I'm just showing you here these film strips. If you cut a 1-inch wide strip, it fits perfectly in between the cutouts on this film strip, and then you can stamp some images. So this tree set is from a retired stamp, and I'm just pulling, it's a whole line of them, like a border of trees, but I'm just pulling the two there. And then I'm going to have two of these ornaments, and I'm just kind of using that piece of paper to mask so that no stamping goes on the charcoal gray cardstock. And if you notice, the one film strip is going to be in the upper left corner, and it's going to be horizontal versus vertical like the other one. So I'm just going through, and I have stars, and I'm going to do second generation, and I have the snowman, and then the package, and then now I have an open Christmas tree, and I'm going to use shimmer brushes to color all these images in. And this is a layout process that was over a few days. I started it on Friday, and I did a little bit yesterday, and this is Sunday, and I'm doing a little bit more. And so now I'm coloring in these images, and just red for the snowman, and then the packages will all be differently. So I did speed up the video, and a couple of these trees, the trunk didn't stamp on them, so I will go back and add the toffee color shimmer brush to add the trunk in on these trees. And I'm not worried about shading on these. These are just small kind of background images, but I just wanted to give a pop of color and give the feel of Christmas on this layout without detracting from the photo and without taking it out of the theme or the thread of the charcoal gray and the miracle papers that I've been using throughout this process. So here I'm just kind of dry fitting. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that I like to dry fit and audition to see where things go. And I'm feeling that the photo isn't overlapping the border of the background like it does in the sketch. And I feel like it really needs to do that, or it's getting swallowed by the other images. So I'm going to try to find some other miracle paper. So I found this green, and then I have this scrap of charcoal cardstock. So off screen I went ahead and matted those, and now I feel like it's really more prevalent. And so on the Cricut, because I had pulled in my Christmas stamps, I found this image from the White Pines. I don't know if it was I think it was the scrapbooking workshop. And right on it, it tells you which image artistry cartridge from Close to My Heart and what size you need to do. So I pulled that in Design Space, and now I want the soft red, so I took the candy apple red, and I'm doing again a second generation stamping. I had found an envelope in my recycle bin. So here I'm going to add that to the bottom corner. The title on the sketch is above the photo, but I think this is going to work better for me. And it's a very subtle title, I understand that. I thought about going back with the shimmer brush on Christmas, and I tried it on a little scrap, and it was too bold. So I'm just letting it be faded. The photos are all older. It can just come across as a faded element on this page. So here again, one of the threads in this heritage album for my mom is either these scalloped lace border or the leaves that I've die cut with the charcoal gray. So I'm going to trim off all the edges with the shimmer brush and the extra pieces that are sticking over. And this piece was trimmed out from underneath the photos, and I originally wasn't going to use it, but it was sitting on my desk, and I really like how it works just kind of poking in there. And I don't know any stories of this. I don't even have it here, but I'm going to put some journaling lines and some hope that maybe my mom knows some more of the story. And then I felt like this layout was really missing something. So you can see I used the Cricut spatula, the upper right corner there, and pried up the foam that's behind the photo so that I could sneak this star wreath in. And again, I'm doing second generation, and I'm just going to kind of add this image into the background to kind of, I don't know, give your eye some relief that it's not so stark of a background. And sometimes when you do that, by having that little bit of color, it actually helps bring your eye to the photo, or at least that's what my goal is. So I'm making sure that I'm some on, some off, some under things. It would have been better had I thought of that before, but I didn't. So here I just have a few sequins that are in this bucket right on my desk, and I had separated out the white for one of the other layouts. There's exactly 6 of them, and I didn't want to do too much. I felt like if I started to add too many more embellishments, it was going to get too busy. So I go ahead and swap off one of the bigger ones for the smaller ones. Off screen, I glue those sequins right down where I placed them. And here you can see the layout for yourself. I love how the film strip works with this. I especially think of film strip when I think of old photos. So to me, this just turned out really well. This is how you can connect with me. I have a Facebook group, Crafting with Amanda VIP group. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm getting really close to a big milestone number and would love to have you help me get there. Here's another video you may be interested in, but be sure to check out all the other videos in the 30 Days of Sketches in the description. Blessings.